Hey, this is a quick demo of the Remington portable typewriter. This thing's about 100 years old, somewhere around there, and I do have the serial number in the listing. So I wanted to show you a little bit about condition and how it's functioning. So as far as condition, there's some areas with scuffing. You can see that the label here is worn. The lettering is really good. There is a little bit of dirt inside. The other thing is you can see that all the labels, there's a few of them that are different color, and then some of the keys are just slightly off center or just slightly lower than the others. But overall it's pretty good. They all move in and out just fine, and there's one which is the sense and the at label. When you hit the key, it works just fine, except it doesn't always advance the space to the next. So that's the only key that does that. The space bar, you can see that there's paint worn off on this. It's just a little worn here. It's not that bad at all. On the inside, you can see it's very clean. I have not found much rust, if there's any rust in there at all. So that's the typewriter itself. Now you do see that there's areas where there's paint worn off. So like here, and then you'll see on the back end where the paper goes in, there's paint worn off. And then when I do open it, so just so you are aware, I did not know this about these typewriters, that you have to open the keys. So you pull on this and just move it forward, and that puts all the type higher, and that's when you can start typing. But you can see that there's paint worn off on the edge here, and there's a little paint worn off at the bottom where all the letters go back in. There's also wear on the rubber here, but it works just fine. A little bit of dirt inside, and you can see that there's places I couldn't get in. I did some light cleaning. This was mostly dirty with dust and dirt like that. It wasn't anything heavy when I worked on it. Now the ribbon, you can see that the ribbon has been used quite a bit, and it's probably been rewound a few times, so you may need a new ribbon for this. And this is a black only ribbon, so you could actually just switch to the red. Actually, bottom is black, top should be red, but you can switch and you can use the other part of the ribbon that wasn't used all that much. But you can get the black and the red ribbon and type both in. And in talking about that, you can see that the label, there's supposed to be a red dot on top and a black dot on the bottom. That's completely worn off. So let's flip that a little bit here. You can see that the bottom is in really good condition. A little dust here, but overall there's a little wear on the feet, so the paint worn off, but not bad at all. Just some scuffing and scratching that are very light. So let's put that down. And then as far as the case, this is the bottom of the case. The typewriter does go in and it locks in here. And it sits fine, except these two pins that the typewriter sits right into. These are both broken from the bottom of the case itself. So this one wiggles and it's not straight. So that's a little bit of a problem. It still doesn't affect the function of the typewriter, but not so great. The outside of the bottom of the case is quite worn. The paint is all crinkled and not in the greatest condition. And then top of the case, you can see that the lining is quite worn. You can see that there's fabric coming off. Some of it I thought I've seen where it was taped, but I don't see that right now. But you can also hear the wood is a little loose here, so the joint is probably disconnected now on the corner on this one. Top has a lot of wear and just staining. And then I think this used to be like a label here, but it's mostly torn off. I don't think I have the key for this case. So, and you can see the handle's gone. So somebody put a rope on here. So that's the case, and let me just show you the functionality of the typewriter. So the first thing is that the space works just fine, and I'm gonna keep going until the bell rings. So there's the bell, and then we can move it forward, and then we have, that's the return key, I guess. So it advances to the next line. So you hold this part and you just push it. Works just fine. And then this one, you can see it releases. So that's what that does. And then on this part, this lever basically locks in the paper or releases the paper, so you can just slide it out as you're typing or you're done typing. So that's what that's for. And then one more thing, there's a little knob here that you can turn, and this allows you to move the ink forward. And I think when you press it, I'm not sure what pressing it does. Oh, so pressing it reverses the tape. Pull it out, it will go one way. Push it in, it will go the other way. And I did notice on the rubber there's like a little crack right on the edge here. So that's a little bit of another condition issue on it. So let's put some paper in. So let's just release that. Push it in. And take it to the beginning, and I'll just show you. Oh, let's open up our typewriter. So there's, let's return a few lines so you can see the text we did type. And on these typewriters, the small case letter L is used for a 1, in case you're not aware. The shift, so let's put the shift on. And I've tested all of these. When you have the shift, they do all work, and you can see that there. And then the shift lock does work. So hit the shift, hit the lock, and now you're locked, and it's all caps. So let's advance it a few more. And you can see that I've got the shift lock. Now my ink is not all that great because my ribbon is just quite worn on this. So to release the lock, press the shift again, and it releases it. Backspace, well, let's move it forward a little bit. If in case you do hit a few keys at the same time like that, just gently push them both back. So let's move forward and then backspace key. So you can see you move it back. So that's about all I wanted to show you. If you have any questions, send me a message on eBay. Thank you.